Competition for resources notes. The Earth has limited resources to support the organisms that live on it. For any population to thrive, there must be certain conditions. These can include food, water, living space, sunlight, soil composition, and temperature ranges. These factors are called limiting factors because they can limit how many organisms can live in an environment. Limiting factors can be biotic, living or made by something living, such as plants and animals, or abiotic, non-living, such as sunlight, temperature, and water. Several different species may depend on the same resources. Competition can occur between species or individuals within a species to gain access to resources. As a result, species less suited to compete for the resources must adapt or they may die out. One way that competition for resources is reduced is for organisms to occupy a specific niche or niche. An organism's niche is its role within the ecosystem. This includes the organism's activities, relationships, habitat, and its job or function within the community. The niche of each species is a little different to avoid competition. However, sometimes competition is inevitable. Only the organisms able to get the resources that they need will survive. Possible outcomes of competition. Fighting over resources. One species uses more resource, so there's less for the other species. One population may leave an area to find new resources. Organisms may be forced to find a new food source or different habitat. If a species is unable to adapt, it may lead to extinction. Limiting factors in an ecosystem. Food or nutrients. Only so much food is available in an ecosystem. Plants and a few other organisms make their own food. They acquire the nutrients they need by living in the right soil composition. Remember, soil composition is an abiotic factor. All other organisms must obtain food from eating plants or other organisms, which would be biotic factors. Water. The cells and tissues of animals and plants are made up mostly of water. All living things need water to move materials around in the cells and tissues of their bodies. Water is considered an abiotic factor. Light. Plants and other organisms that make their own food need light to carry out photosynthesis. If light is limited, the growth of these organisms will also be limited. Light is considered an abiotic factor. Living space. Organisms need enough room to live, obtain resources, and reproduce. The place where an organism lives and gets its needs is called its habitat. So the living space or the habitat would be considered abiotic. Range of temperatures. Many organisms are able to tolerate a wide range of temperatures. If an organism is unable to tolerate changing temperatures, then the organism has the option to migrate, hibernate, or burrow. So being able to tolerate temperatures would be considered an abiotic factor.